Your Local 2 forecast first. Sponsored by Benny Boyd Andrews.
Well, good evening. This is Chief Meteorologist John Mayer, and temperatures really fell down out there. I mean, we saw freezing lows early this morning. Are we in for some more of that chilly air? Well, we got another chance for some really cold temperatures tonight, but just how long does it last? Well, the latest on all that coming up in just a bit. Local 2 News at 10 starts now.
We basically are one community with a river running through the middle of us.
In Presidio, a march of solidarity gathering West Texans to stand with their Mexican neighbors over the border. Also, White Lives Matter protesters taking to the state capitol, along with some clashing groups. And a man giving this Thanksgiving season why he's so passionate to feed the hungry next.
Live from Midland, Odessa, and Big Spring, we're Basin Trusted, Basin Proud. This is Local 2 News at 10 in HD.
Good evening, I'm Dawn Lugg. It's great to have you with us after some college football for Local 2 News at 10. We begin tonight at the scene in Presidio County, where people are coming together in response to the violent protests following the presidential election. Presidio organizers called the event a march of solidarity with their border city of Ojinaga. Local 2's Lupe Zapata attended the march, where Americans and Mexicans joined together for a common cause. He has more on the story.
Right now, I'm in Mexico, but just a few steps forward, and I'm now in the United States. It's those few steps that unify Presidio and Ojinaga, and the marchers that showed up today want to remember that unity.
We basically are one community with a river running through the middle of us.
Two cities standing together to be stronger together. That's the message these West Texans want to share in what they call a solidarity march. After the recent violent protest around the country following the election, Presidio local Laurie Holman organizing the first of its kind march to share peace. Signs and posters showing their neighbors across the border they support them no matter what happens or who is in office.
I love Presidio. I'm a proud American. But I also love Mexico. They're beautiful people, they're a great nation, and we should learn to live together.
The city of Presidio inviting Ojinaga's city secretary Judy Munoz to join their mission. He says the idea of a wall dividing the two communities is alarming.
With the wall, it's impossible to work together. We need bridges. The people in Presidio and the people in Ojinaga are like brothers.
Presidio Mayor John Ferguson says this march makes him proud of his West Texas community.
I think it's a really good way for Presidio to make a statement about the state of affairs on the border and do it positively.
He says the strong ties the two cities have with one another will never be severed as long as they work together.
Really, all we can do is to keep taking care of each other here in Presidio and Ojinaga. And if somebody decides that they're going to build a wall, I'm sure we'll protest it. Again, just do it in a sensible manner.
Even organizers tell me they're very happy with the turnout they had for today's Solidarity March, and they hope to have more events like this in the future. For now, reporting in Texas and Mexico, Lupe Zapata, Local 2 News.
All right, Lupe, thank you for starting us off tonight. The event's organizer, Laurie Holman, would like to thank her art students at Presidio High School for creating the banners and that protesters used during the march. And from a peaceful walk to a clashing protest, people shouting "White Lives Matter" around the State House this afternoon. The demonstration was scheduled after the dedication of the Texas African American History Memorial on the south lawn of the Capitol. Now, we're told the timing with the memorial is purely coincidental. Austin police say there were both White Lives Matter and anti-fascism counter-protests beginning around noon. Police and DPS were on the scene in riot gear on mounted patrol. We're told no arrests were made. And over in Abilene, a woman is speaking out after she says she became a victim of racism. Kelsey Caro is of mixed race and has lived in Abilene her whole life. She says she's never dealt with racism until now, and while she was at work, someone tagged her car as well as a coworker's car, who is also of mixed race, with a swastika. The swastika is a symbol used by several hate groups.
I felt like somebody might have seen me get in or out of my car, and they did that, and they don't know me, just because I'm a different color doesn't mean that I'm a bad person.
She says a business near her work as well as a nearby church were also hit with the swastikas. She called police, but when they told her she would need to fill out a report online, she chose to wash it off of her car and not pursue anything further. And for more on these shocking stories and all your local headlines, you can head on over to our website. That's yourbasin.com. A Texas Tech professor is going viral for speaking his mind about the election and how millennials are handling it. Professor Terry McInturf saw an article in the Wall Street Journal that talked about universities giving special support to students who were distraught over last week's election. McInturf printed the article and attached his own sarcasm to an Instagram post saying, quote, "I don't care how you feel, I care what you think." His solution, a hug from a therapy boa constrictor.
Sure, well, I think, the worst thing we can do as educators is to tell the students, you're ready to hit the real world, you're going to be a success, when they're really not ready. So our job is to prepare them for the ups and downs of life and not protect them from everything that comes along that doesn't agree with their current worldview.
Professor McInturf's response led to an interview with Newsweek, and his photo has more than 7,000 likes on Instagram. Crime Watch tonight for motion picture use only, counterfeit bills circulating in the Tall City. Back on November 8th, two men passed multiple fake $100 movie bills at a Midland business. The men are described as Hispanic and in their 30s. You're asked to call Midland Crime Stoppers with any information, and any tips leading to an arrest could get you a $1,000 cash reward. And $8,000 worth of items gone after a burglary back on October 5th. Odessa police telling us they're still searching for a group of men seen in home surveillance video stealing a championship ring, a wedding ring, and other things, all while damaging the home. Officer Steve Lesweer with OPD says it's things like this that make it important for neighbors to watch out for each other, especially this holiday season.
Holiday season is right around the corner. It's not uncommon for us to see an uptick in auto burglaries and residential burglaries and burglaries of buildings also during this time of the year.
Anyone with information is asked to call Odessa Crime Stoppers. And from one yard theft to another, there's several garage sales in the Basin a week with dozens of trinkets and treasures on sale. Some of those smaller items making it easier for people to swipe without paying. On Friday, an Odessa woman had a wedding ring stolen right from her yard during a sale. She says this isn't the first time it's happened to her.
So this happens quite often to people having garage sales. You look away for a second and they'll pocket stuff.
Officer Lesweer also talking on this issue, saying these thefts don't happen too often, but it's still something to keep an eye out for when you're holding a garage sale. He says the most effective way to catch a thief is to install a surveillance camera outside of your home. In Odessa, with Thanksgiving right around the corner, a man and his team feeding the hungry at Mama's Kitchen for the 4th annual Neighbors Helping Neighbors. Local 2's Jessica Vallejo spoke with the man behind the kind cause who's spending thousands from his own pocket to put on the feast. Jessica?
Jesse Poros is an Odessa native, and his goal is to give everyone a home for a Thanksgiving feast. For this reason, he spends money out of his own pocket, year after year.
I feel that my dream finally came true. When those guys kept asking me about they needed money, I said, I won't give you money, I'll give you food.
4 years ago, Jesse Poros walked into an Odessa store to find men begging him for money, but instead, he buys them food. Because of Poro's passion for feeding others, Lisa Saylor, who owns Mama's Kitchen, agreed to partner with him for Neighbors Helping Neighbors.
I thought it was actually a really neat idea that he had. You know, most people, though, they don't want to help.
Poros and Sailors say they don't do this just to feed the homeless, but to give everyone a home for Thanksgiving.
About the people, about making them happy and getting to know them, you know? It's like family. That's why it's Mama's Kitchen. Come and sit around our table, you know?
Last year, the generous team fed over 800 people. This year, they're preparing for more, filling Poros with cheer.
More people, the happier I get.
Even if it means giving up cash from his own pockets.
It doesn't bother me about having to pay from my pocket because this is my dream, and I will keep doing it till the man upstairs calls my name.
Now, the Thanksgiving feast will be held tomorrow at 2:00 p.m. at Mama's Kitchen, and everyone is invited to join. Live in the control room, Jessica Vallejo, Local 2 News.
All right, Jessica, thank you. Still to come, in art extravaganza in Alpine, how they're helping high school art programs next.
And it's been chilly out there. You might want the coffee this evening as we continue to see those temperatures taking a dip, dropping down into the 40s already. And that's just the beginning of what we're going to see going forward. Way below average out there today. How much longer does it last? Find out after the break.
Justin here. Are you tired of car dealers advertising a new car, and when you get down there was only one available and it was already sold? Well, not here at Lithia Toyota of Odessa. We make it easy with Lithia promo pricing. We take our most popular models with the most popular equipment, use factory incentives and big Lithia discounts, and put a low Lithia promo price right here on the front window. And we always have many to choose from. Like this 2017 Camry LE, Lithia promo price $20,988. Lithia promo pricing makes it fun and easy right here at Lithia Toyota of Odessa, where our friendly, knowledgeable staff always helps you get your deal your way.
A good neighbor is more than an acquaintance. A good neighbor is more than a friend.
A good neighbor is welcoming and makes you feel like family.
Helpful, kind, caring, supportive. In an emergency, you can count on your neighbors.
Day or night, at Neighbors Emergency Center.
Your doctors.
Your neighbors.
Buy one, get one wings are the best.
There's nothing like the taste of free, right?
Yeah.
For me, it's like the taste of a sweet, flavorful heat that doesn't overwhelm the palate.
To me, it tastes more like my garlic Parmesan wings.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. You know what? That does taste pretty free.
Yeah, any more of these free wings, I might have to start charging you.
I'm just eating the free ones. No harm.
Free tastes pretty good with buy one, get one wings Monday through Thursday, 5 p.m. to close. And try our new holiday pecan pie flavor funnel. This is how you Sonic.
Hi, I'm Brandon Farmer, and I want to welcome you to our Black Friday sales event going on all month long here at All-American Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and Midland.
It's that time of year when we have to move out the 2016s to make room for the 2017s. Right now, drive home the new 2016 Ram Crew Cab for only $31,999 or only $409 a month. That's only $409 a month.
So come see us at All-American Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and Midland, where it's our goal to be the only place to buy a car.
You're watching Local 2, Midland, Odessa. Now, your Local 2 Weather Authority forecast.
John Mayer joining us now for weather. And you're condoning bad habits. It's 11 o'clock at night. I don't need a cup of coffee.
Well, hey, you need something to keep yourself warm, right?
Sure, maybe some hot cocoa.
Okay, cocoa, now that's
a little
winner.
less caffeinated.
Yeah, anything, especially tomorrow morning. It's going to be getting down there. Not quite freezing, but still pretty close. And you can see that. These are current temperatures, incredibly enough. These aren't the lows we had this morning. This is just what it feels like outside right now. We're down in the lower 40s all across the entire state this evening. This is definitely a beginning of major cooling that we've been seeing out there this morning, today, and well, even into tomorrow. Still going to be plenty cool moving forward. 41 degrees right now in Odessa, Midland, 44 in Lubbock, and 42 down in Alpine. And well, you know what? early lows, they were really something. We actually saw teens out there this morning. You have to go up into Amarillo to see it, but 19 degrees, that was our early low, and this was really our first chance to see freezing temperatures across a very, very large portion of the state, and almost the entirety of the viewing area dropping down into the lower 30s, upper 20s, 28 in Seminole and Hobbs, 31 in Wink, 30 in Odessa, Midland. Yeah, this was our first major freeze that we've had so far this year, and well, it doesn't look like we're going to see a lot of freezing temperatures going forward. Certainly still going to be plenty cold out there as we move throughout the rest of this forecast, but we do have some high pressure that's really begun to settle in, keeping us clear and dry out there. You notice no real cloud cover heading our way just quite yet, but off to the west we do have a little something heading our way, and it's a cold front starting to move through, and the early parts of next week, you notice, beginning to bring some rainfall into New Mexico. Could we be seeing that? Well, it gets close, but honestly, it's just too dry out there. We just don't have enough moisture in the air to support any real rainfall developing, and once that front moves through, the rain basically hopscotches right over us. You get that rain into the central part of the state, Dallas, Fort Worth, Austin, and it really just goes from Albuquerque to Dallas, and we're left in the middle sitting pretty dry and, well, still plenty cool, though. With that cold front coming through, it's just going to give us another round of that cold air and certainly going to cool us off into the Thanksgiving holiday. So we're not really seeing a major turnaround, but a little bit of warmer air as we start off the new week before we drop right back down again. Again, we're down into the 30s and 40s this evening, 37 in Seminole and Snyder. Current temperatures out there, 41 in Odessa, Midland. And here's something we haven't been able to see so far this year. Wind chill is actually coming into play. Feels like we're in the mid-30s right now in the Tall City. Feels like we're down at freezing in Hobbs. Thankfully, the winds aren't too exceptional, or else these numbers would really look bad. But check out Marfa. It feels like 25 degrees this evening. And those winds, thankfully, not going to get it too excessive, mostly single digits across the viewing area. But if we see these jump up just a little bit, anywhere around 10 to 15 miles per hour, we're going to be talking about a serious wind chill into the overnight hours. Thankfully, I don't think that'll be the case. And one thing that's also playing into our favor, the cooler weather dropping down those tree pollen counts, grass pollen, weed pollen, all coming in as low. Mold spores, a different story, but at least we're looking at something of a change out there. TexanAllergy.com. Check that out for all the latest on that allergen forecast. And of course, those temperatures tonight still plenty cool, dropping down into the upper 30s, lower 40s this evening in the northern basin. But we do start to see some 70s making a return by tomorrow afternoon. Another cold one, though, along I-20, mid-30s in Odessa, Midland, and then upper 60s, lower 70s for our highs on Sunday. And down into the Trans-Pecos, a little bit of warming along I-10. We're actually looking at lows only falling into the 40s and 50s, and then for our afternoon highs getting into the mid-70s. Of course, the Davis Mountains still a little bit cooler, flirting with some more freezing lows in Marfa and Valentine tonight before we warm back up into the 70s by tomorrow. Next couple of days are going to be our chance to see some of that warmer air out there before things start to cool back off later in the 7-day forecast. And you'll notice we start to drop back down just in time for the Thanksgiving holiday, down into the 30s again for those lows by Wednesday morning. Thanksgiving Day going to be chilly out there, only 65 degrees, and then into the holiday weekend, certainly still staying on the cool side. Thankfully, no more freezing lows in our 7-day forecast, at least not here in the Central Basin, but certainly cool over the next 7 days.
Thankfully, I think for the first time this year, I'm going to have to turn on the heat in my house.
Oh, I did already.
It's cold. Well,
yeah.
I haven't, and I'm just freezing my tush off.
That's not good.
Not good at all.
I got a comforter on. I got the heat on. I got to protect my plant. It's getting cold.
Got the works over here.
Yeah.
All right, John. Thank you. And here in the basin, local shelters are also gearing up for what will be the coldest time this season so far, with temperatures expected to fall into the low 30s in evening hours. The Salvation Army in Odessa says they're ready to welcome anyone needing a warm place to stay as temperatures drop.
I have 38 beds, and then if those get full, we go to cots. And I have 50 cots, and I haven't gone past that yet. But if we do, I would still find a place for you.
There are currently hundreds of coats for children and adults at the Odessa office free of charge. Staff say their goal to make sure no one goes cold this winter season. The shelter says they're always in need of blankets and toilet items. For more information on how you can donate, you can visit our website, yourbasin.com. And the Texas Crown is in town as the Miss America finalists swooped by the basin for a handful of appearances and service. Miss Texas 2016 Caroline Carruthers, a junior from Baylor University, visited with a couple of elementary schools to encourage youngsters to keep on learning, as well as a pit stop at Midland County's library to read and sign books for nose-diving bookworms.
Yes, well, as an aspiring educator, I love being able to instill a love of learning, whether that's math, whether that's reading a book. That's something that's always been near and dear to my heart. So
this was Miss Texas's first trip to the Tall City, and as a native Texan, she's looking forward to coming back to the Basin in January. And in Alpine this weekend, locals celebrated the city's 23rd annual Art Walk. The two-day event included live music and a large variety of art on display and for sale. Celebration of art giving local artists the opportunity to collectively showcase their latest art creations. We spoke with the Art Walk's founder, who says the event gets bigger and better every year.
You know, the first year we only had 6 locations. This year we have 28 locations. So it's hard to get around to all the locations. So we made it a weekend event. At first it was just gallery night. And we changed it up a bit over the years.
The event wrapped up tonight with music headliner Omar and the Howlers performing at Alpine's Granada Theater. A portion of the money raised for the Art Walk benefits the art program at Alpine High School through student scholarships and supplies. Various food vendors and locations will be open through tomorrow. Also in Alpine, the search continues for Zuzu Verk, and tomorrow the city is coming together to walk together, showing support for Zuzu's family. Stay with Local 2 News tomorrow night at 10 for the full story. And still to come, see why people in Milwaukee are getting pumped for the holidays. Pun intended there.
Today we're going to be comparing these two truck beds. Let's start over here with this aluminum bed. Put your toolbox up here.
Whoa, that's a big hole. That is unbelievable.
Now let's check out the roll-formed steel bed of the Silverado. Same spot, same empty toolbox.
Took it way better. The steel held up.
You don't have to wait until Black Friday to make a strong decision. Find your tag and get 20% cash back, or get 0% financing for 72 months on select remaining 2016 Silverado double cabs in stock. Chevy drives Texas. Find new roads.
Don't wait for Black Friday. Get your Black Friday deals all this week at Hawk Portable Building. We have 10 by 20 red barns with a roll-up door starting at $83 per month. Or check out our exclusive Hawk Tiny House for only $17.9. Need a new option for retirement living? How about this beautiful mother-in-law quarters starting at only $241 per month? And remember, don't just buy any building. Buy your building at Hawk Portable Buildings.
At All American Chevrolet of Midland, we're having our credit union sale.
And there's no better time to come take advantage of super low rates and super low payments.
This Saturday, we'll have lenders on site from local credit unions to get you approved on the spot.
Whether you've had late payments, charge-offs, or been told you can't buy,
we're out to approve you during this event.
Visit our website 24 hours a day at MidlandChevy.com. Or better yet, come in and take a test drive in a new Chevy and register to win a brand new Spark we'll be giving away on Black Friday.
Don't miss our credit union sale, only at All American Chevrolet of Midland.
We believe that helping people through a difficult time is a service, not a business. It's a calling, not a job. When we experience the death of someone we love, a funeral service fills several important needs. Kenneth Dyer Funeral Directors provides for the dignified and respectful care of the person and special tribute to their life. At Kenneth Dyer Funeral Directors, we offer an affordable plan for your loved ones. Every funeral should tell a story of a life that has been lived. Kenneth Dyer Funeral Directors, a celebration of a life well lived.
Hi, y'all. Bart Rager, Rager Dykes Automall of Midland. Your friend in the car business.
Basin trusted, Basin proud. You're watching Local 2 News at 10 in HD.
Welcome back. West Texas A&M football coach Mike Nesbitt has been fired as head ball coach. Our sister station in Amarillo tells us the call was made by the athletics director Michael McBroom on Friday. He made the decision effective immediately. Nesbitt took over the team after the university fired head coach Don Carthel in August of 2013, who was the winningest ball coach in WT history. Now, the athletics director sent out a statement saying, in part, simply stated, this is a results-oriented business and we have not met the expectations I have for the football program in terms of wins. Our next head coach will be charged with returning our football program to the national playoffs, achieving the team GPA and graduation rates consistent with the athletic department mission, and re-engaging our great fan base as we move into a new era of WT football. And speaking of sports, Tara Talmadge joining us now to tell us a little more about some football going on these days.
Yeah, there's another coach in Texas definitely in the hot seat.
That's right.
Texas, Charlie Strong. A lot of rumors going around right now. Well, let's just get right to it. Coming up next on your Local 2 Sports, 2 Midland High School football teams fight to keep their season alive as the Red Raiders fight to be bowl eligible. Stay tuned.
I thought you were putting in a man cave. You know I can't swim.
I know that, Bill.
Home equity loans from My Community Federal Credit Union. We're here to help you build.
Right now, at Rooms To Go, you could buy a Tempur-Pedic mattress and get 8 years interest-free financing. That's right, 8 years. And during our holiday sale, you can also save up to $600 on select Tempur-Pedic models. Now think about it. You can finance the Tempur-Pedic mattress you've always wanted and get 2,920 nights of great Tempur-Pedic sleep until 2024, 8 years from now. Plus, you can save up to $600 on select Tempur-Pedic models. That's all happening right now during the Rooms To Go holiday sale.
KMID wants to remind you to shop local. Shopping at Liz's Interiors is like walking into an enchanted land of everything. We have gifts like these from Cotton Colors, Happy Everything, and home furnishings from exclusive lines you won't get anywhere else in Odessa. Come shop local at Liz's for your home, gifts, and holidays. Shop local. It's your best investment.
Chelsea Wong from Odessa, Texas, and I bought a brand new 2016 Honda Fit from Kelly Grimsley Honda, and I love it. I was driving down the road about 55 miles per hour, and an 18-wheeler just pulled out in front of me. I crashed into it, and my car was totaled. I'm a single parent, and I was able to come home to my kids that night without a scratch. Thanks to this Honda Fit and its safety rating, I came home safe. Thanks to my salesman here at Kelly Grimsley Honda, getting into my new Honda Fit was extremely easy, with no money down.
First check. Great. Let's get it deposited. It's in your account. Cool. And now you can pay for that game you downloaded.
Mobile banking from My Community Federal Credit Union. We're here to help you grow when you're on the go.
Now, your Local 2 Sports.
Welcome into your Local 2 Sports. I'm Tara Talmadge. Today, 2 Midland teams wrap up the area round of the playoffs as they fight to keep their seasons alive. Let's get to it, folks. We begin with Midland High. The Bulldogs in Abilene taking on Arlington Bowie over at Shotwell Stadium. Early on, Bowie driving, and Donovan Davenport connects with his receiver, but the pass is broken up by Jacoby Thornton and recovered by the dabbing master himself, Chris Sims, giving the Bulldogs the ball. Later in that drive, a beautiful pass from Jackson Anaskavich to Jalen Childress. That drive ended in a Midland High field goal, but here comes Bowie. Davenport takes the snap and keeps it himself, trotting into the end zone, giving the Volunteers a 7-3 lead. On to the second quarter now we go. Davenport with a quick handoff to Cameron Gardner, and he sprints into the end zone as Bowie continues to roll early. This was a close one all the way to the end, folks, but it's Arlington who comes out on top, defeating Midland High 37-30. Jalen Childress ties Vanderbilt commit McLean Mannix for Midland High's all-time receiving yards with 941. Also during this game, QB Jackson Anaskavich surpasses the 3,000-yard barrier for the season. The Bulldogs end with a 9-3 overall record. Definitely something to be proud of. Also today, Midland Christian on the road battling Tyler Grace Community. The Mustangs will advance to the semifinals with a 49-28 win over Tyler Grace. Midland Christian will now prepare for a showdown against Grapevine Faith. Earlier this season, the Mustangs defeated Grapevine 40-28. And moving to college football today, Texas Tech looking to get a road win over Iowa State. A win today, and the Red Raiders are just one win away from being bowl eligible. Joel Lanning with the quarterback keeper sneaks right through the middle and up the field for a touchdown to Iowa State. Strikes first. Then Patrick Mahomes He's going to launch this one way down the field to Kiki Cutie. What a name, folks. Cutie goes airborne and hauls it in right in the middle of two defenders. Pretty impressive right there. Unfortunately, that drive would stall, and Iowa State forces the Red Raiders to kick a field goal. During Texas Tech's second drive of the game, Mahomes went down after taking a big hit. He then jogged off the field, favoring his left arm, and backup QB Nick Shimnick stepped up in Mahomes' absence. In the closing moments of the first quarter, Mahomes was on the sidelines warming up and got back into the game at the start of the second quarter. Unfortunately, there was no saving this game, folks. Iowa State rolls on to dominate Texas Tech 66-10. Iowa State recorded 45 points in the first half alone, which marks the second highest total the Cyclones have scored against Texas Tech in series history. Meanwhile, Texas Tech was held to just 3 points in the first half, marking the first time the Red Raiders have not scored a touchdown in the first half since facing Oklahoma State in 2011. The Red Raiders are now 4-7 overall and 2-6 in the Big 12 conference play. Also today, UTSA in College Station taking on Texas A&M. First quarter, Jake Hubenak finds Josh Reynolds, stays on his feet just long enough to reach into the end zone for the touchdown. Texas A&M goes up 7-0, and the Aggies, they would go on to win this one 23-10, but UTSA definitely giving A&M a run for their money. Hubenak in the offense will need to be sharper when they return to SEC play next week as they host LSU on Thanksgiving night with a possible berth in the Sugar Bowl on the line. Gotta love college football.
Kiki Cutie, what a name.
I love that name.
That's pretty great.
It's also fun to say, so why not?
All right, Tara, thank you. We will see you right after the break.
All furniture for the new set is provided by Carter's.
Welcome to Toyotathon. Check out our awesome vehicles. Here to get a great deal?
What is...
Oh, that? Everyone loves the start of Toyotathon.
Qualified buyers get 0% APR for 60 months plus $2,000 special edition cash on a new 2016 special edition Tundra for a total savings over $6,400.
Oh, that's unusual.
Not to us.
Toyota, let's go places.
On In Touch with Dr. Charles Stanley, you'll learn how to apply godly wisdom to your daily life.
If I want to know what the wise thing to do is, I'm going to get in the Word of God and see how did God work in the past when His servants were in situations similar in some way or the other to what I'm going through in life, whatever storm I may be facing. How did God work then?
In Touch with Dr. Charles Stanley, teaching biblical truths that transform lives.
Infinity Solar Solutions did a really great job. He got us hooked up to where we could see the amount of electricity that we're producing, installed all the solar panels, and then showed us and taught us how to read electric meters and what to expect from the electric company. I highly recommend Infinity Solar Solutions if you're thinking about going solar.
Make your home a powerhouse!
KMID Local 2 is required to provide information regarding employment with KMID whenever we have full-time openings. If your organization would like to be included in our notification list, please email your request to jobs@kmid.tv or call 432-563-2222.
You're watching Local 2, Midland, Odessa.
Well, it's another chilly one overnight tonight, dropping down to near freezing temperatures. Tomorrow, a little bit warmer, highs in the mid to upper 60s. Next couple of days, see that warming trend into the start of next week, but then by Turkey Day, we cool right back down into the low to mid 60s with some more of those 30-degree lows heading our way.
And you can say a church in Milwaukee has a lot of people pumped ahead of the holiday season. The Kingdom Fellowship Church held a gas giveaway at this gas station today. Some people say they waited in line almost 2 hours for free gas. Worth it? I don't know. Church's pastor says the giveaway was a statement about what's going on in the country right now, and it's the 4th giveaway they've had as a church.
That's
very
awesome.
Interesting. What a good Christmas gift.
Yeah, right.
So is it like one car limit, or can I bring jugs and fill those up as well?
You know, I have a feeling it's a one car limit thing, because I don't see people with With their
It's the holiday spirit right there, Tara.
Yeah, I'm just thinking, out loud. Sorry.
It would come with 5 jugs.
Try to be efficient, people.
Yeah.
Why not?
Just bring the bottle off the water cooler. Fill this up, too. I don't care.
The Culligan. Bring the Culligan. All right, thank you for joining us. We'll see you right back here tomorrow at 10.